Okay, we're back for the second round of this three-round game of March of the Ants. The red nest is the starting nest because they rested first in the last round. And what they're going to choose to do for their first action is to take an action we haven't seen yet, which is March of the Ants. March of the Ants costs 1 food and allows you to take 5 steps. And a step can either be moving 1 larva from your larva chamber to anywhere you inhabit. So the red nest can move 1 larva here as 1 step, into the gloamy tunnels as 1 step, or into underleaf as 1 step. It couldn't move a larva directly into here because it doesn't inhabit there or there. So you get 5 step total. That's a step can be moving a larva into the meadow or moving an ant on the meadow. And a step on the meadow could be moving an ant through 1 set of tunnels. So this could be 1 step or 1 step into here. So the red nest for their 5 steps is going to first move 1 larva. That's 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps. Oh no, we'll just go 3 steps directly in there, 4 steps, and 5 steps, moving into blue's territory here. And then remember, they're fine cohabitating as long as no other ants get in there. The secondary of the March of the Ants ability is to move 1 ant 1 step. So each other nest can move 1 ant on the board. Blue nest, pretty happy with their position, doesn't have that many ants to move around, is going to stay put. Black nest also is inhabiting all these sites, doesn't really want to give any of the collection sites up. So it comes to the black nest's turn. The black nest is also going to the black nest is going to explore, or the blue nest is going to explore. So the blue nest will spend 1 larva, or 1 food, reveal the top meadow hex, and place it adjacent to somewhere it inhabits. It's going to place the water's edge right here with 1 connected tunnel, and it will go ahead and move 1 larva, or 1 ant into there. Each other nest can place 1 larva onto the board. Anywhere they inhabit, the black nest will place a larva into the great tunnel, and the red nest will go ahead and place a larva onto this empty food site. Yum, 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 eat that food. Comes to the black nest's turn. The black nest is going to go ahead and explore as well, get more territory. So spends 1 food. You may notice that we've gotten into the black bordered hexes here. The yellow border are the starting hexes. There's 2 per each player in the game, and they're kind of a little bit safer hexes. All of them have food, so you'll have access to that at the beginning of the game, and there's no critters or sort of wild, mysterious hexes that you're going to run into. But now we're past that. Everybody's sort of established, so now we're getting into some little more unknown territory. This is not that exciting, not that different from the rest. It has a wormhole on it, hummus, and a couple collection sites. Black nest is going to go ahead and place this over here, moving 1 ant into that hex it explored. Each other nest can move a larva onto the board anywhere where they inhabit. The red nest is going to go ahead and move another larva onto this site. So this hex is now contested because this ant has nowhere to feed. It's not collecting anything, so it's going to start agitating. There won't be a battle until after the worker phase ends, once we move into the soldier phase, so it may resolve that ants will move in or out of there before we actually get to battle. The blue nest will go ahead and move a larva into the water's edge, putting it on the food collection site. Then we come to the red nest's turn again. The red nest is going to go ahead and play this card, Epic Cannibalism, and there's another event card, and it says gain 2 food. It has a cost of 3. And normally these can be paid in food, in larva or ants. This one's a special card. It can only be paid with ants. So it's going to cost 3 ants from the board for red to feed it. Red's going to go ahead and pay those 2 ants and one of these ants that's collecting 1 larva. And we'll go ahead and gain 2 food, adding that to its nest. Each other player can discard a card to draw a card. The blue nest will discard this colony goal, which it didn't think it could accomplish. Draw another card, and the black nest will discard this evolution to draw another evolution that's more useful. And then it is on to the blue nest's turn. The blue nest has no food, but it has 5 larvae, so it's going to see what kind of cards it can play. And the card that's going to choose to play is a colony goal. Colony goals are the third type of cards. There's events, evolutions, and colony goals. Colony goals are blue bordered, and they have a similar cost. They all cost 2 larvae or ants. So the blue nest will pay 2 larvae. And the colony goals give you a bonus, and then they also set you a condition that if your nest meets that condition in slumber, you'll get a certain number of colony points. So colony goal unending brood allows you to gain 4 larvae. So the blue nest will gain 4 larvae, net gain of 2, and each slumber will gain 1 colony point if you have more larvae than one neighbor, or gain 2 if you have more larvae than each neighbor. So it'll just stash that colony goal there. It stays with it for the rest of the game, and each slumber it'll check to see if it meets those conditions, and we'll get those points. Comes to the black nest's turn. The black nest is going to go ahead and choose the March of the Ants action as well. So the black nest will spend 1 food. We'll march some ants out here, and we'll take 5 steps. So that's 1, 2, 3 steps, and then 4 steps, 5 steps. And so that hex is contested now. The black nest is moving in there with some aggressive maneuvers. And the red nest, each other nest can then move 1 ant 1 step. The red nest is going to move an ant into the great tunnel, hoping to reinforce. This blue ant is going to go ahead and just get out of here. Just say, I'm done with this. I don't want to battle. You guys can have this. So when a collection site becomes unoccupied during somebody's movement, so blue left that collection site. So there's an ant that could inhabit it, it immediately will. If there's a couple different ants that could move in there, the ant, the player who's next in priority from the person who took that action would get to move in there. In this case, it was black's action of marching in there, so the black nest will march in there. Okay, so the black nest had marched. Now it's the red nest's turn. The red nest is going to go ahead and pay a food to forage. So we'll draw 2 cards, and each other nest will gain 1 larva. The blue nest will gain a larva, black nest gains a larva. And then it comes to the blue nest's turn. The blue nest still has no food, so it can't do any food actions, but it's going to hope to play another card. So what the blue nest is going to do is play a colony goal, another one, and this is dedicated evolution. Costs the 2 larvae as well. Pays 2 larvae, and draw a card. So it gets to draw a card when it plays it, so it replaces the card cost. Each slumber, choose 1 body segment and gain 1 colony point for each evolution in that body segment. So right now it just has 1 abdomen, but it can choose that and net gain, gain 1 point. Each other player can discard a card to draw a card. The black nest is happy with its cards, and the red nest is happy with its cards as well. Now it's the black nest's turn. The black nest is going to go ahead and march again. It's feeling like it wants to get out there and control some more territory. It will march 1 larva, 2 larvae, 3 larvae, and 4 larvae moving into there. Each other nest can then move 1 ant 1 step. The red nest will march another ant into here. It's a little bit outnumbered, but hoping to be able to win that battle. The blue nest is going to stay pat where it is, inhabiting those 3 collection sites. Feels pretty good about that. Comes back to the red nest's turn. The red nest is going to go ahead and explore. It's a little worried about the black nest here, but it's going to go ahead and explore, just get a little bit more territory. Reveals pebble, and is going to place it over here, moving 1 ant 1 step into this card collection site. Each other player can move 1 larva onto the board anywhere they inhabit. The blue nest will go ahead and place a larva into this site, just to make sure no one encroaches. And the black nest will move a larva into this site, provoking another battle. So there's going to be a little bit of battle this round. And now it comes back to the blue nest's turn. And the blue nest is going to stay put. They're going to rest. They feel like they don't have any good beneficial actions right now that they want to take, so they're going to rest, gain a larva. And the black nest is also going to rest. They have no food, no larva, so they will rest. And that ends the worker phase. The blue nest rested first, so they become the starting nest. And each player that rested get to move the resources into their corresponding area. And now we come to the soldier phase. That's the end of the worker phase in round 2. So now we're at the soldier phase, and we have a couple different areas that are contested. The water's edge is contested. There's a couple extra ants in there, and there's 2 types of nests, and the loamy tunnels is contested. The grasslands. The water's edge is not contested because it's all just this ants from the same nest, so they can hang out and be happy all by themselves. So when there's multiple battles that are going to happen in the game, they're determined by number. Each hex has a number on it written next to its name, and the lowest number goes first and just counts up from there. So loamy tunnels is number 3, grasslands is number 4, so we're going to start in loamy tunnels. The way battle works is you total the number of ants you have, which is your army size, 2 and 2. Then you also add 1 for each head evolution you have. So each head, regardless of what power it gives you, what specific power it gives you, each head will give you a bonus of 1 to your total number. So now the red nest has a total of 3, the black nest has 2. Then in addition, each nest gets to play 1 card, and they can play a card face down to add that power to its total number. And each card, in addition to having its cost up in the corner here, has a POW number, which is down in this corner, is either in their range from 1 to 4, and those in battle are played face down. Each player can play 1 card face down, and they're revealed and added to your total. So in the loamy tunnels, the black nest will play 1 card face down, and the red nest will go ahead and choose to play 1 card face down as well. They each reveal. The black nest has a 4, so it brings its total up to 6, and the red nest has a 4 as well, bringing its total up to 7 because it's got the 2 here plus 1 for the head evolution that it has. So these cards are then discarded. You don't have to pay their cost, they're just discarded, and the red nest is the winner. The results of battle is the red nest, whoever wins, destroys ants in the hex equal to the total ants they have. So they have 2 ants, they destroy 2 black ants. The loser gets to destroy ants equal to the number of ants they have divided by 2. So half the total number of ants they have. So the black nest will destroy 1 red ant. When an ant is destroyed, the person who controls that ant gets to choose which ant is destroyed. So the red nest can decide which one it wants to keep. Red nest will keep the one on the food site. The battle is over, so the red nest gains 1 colony point for winning a battle, and it also has the head evolution where it gets to steal larvae. So whenever you win a battle, your opponent loses 2 larvae, and you gain 2 larvae. The black nest only has 1 larva, will lose 1, but the red nest still gets to gain the 2. Pretty good bonus. And then we come over to the grasslands, and here we have red has a power of 3, 1, 2, plus the evolution is 3, and the black nest has a power of 4. So I forgot to mention this in the last battle, but in a battle, the person who plays a card first, the invader must decide if they're going to play a card first. So the red nest is not the defender, doesn't have the defender site, so it's considered the invader. Even if it was there first, it's still the invader because it doesn't have this home site. And so red nest must choose if they're going to play a card first. They're going to go ahead and play a card, and the black nest now must choose if they're going to play a card as well. Black nest wants to hold on to this, so it's going to play a card. Even though it's got the advantage, it's feeling a little worried about the red nest here. They both reveal. Red nest only has a POW of 1, so it has a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the black nest has a POW of 2, getting a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the black nest is the winner. These cards are discarded. Black nest will destroy ants equal to to all of its ants it has in the hex, so it will destroy 4. All of the red ants are destroyed. The red ants will destroy equal to half the total of ants they have in the hex, so it will destroy 1. And The black nest is the winner, so they can then choose to move ants into any site that they want. They can move ants around. They're going to inhabit all 3 of those sites. It also gains 1 point for winning that battle. That is the end of the soldier phase.